So to start with, because I see a lot of new faces, I'll start with introducing what is Startup Grind about, a brief introduction. So Startup Grind is, Pune is the chapter of the whole organization called Startup Grind worldwide, which is run in 153 cities currently. And the idea about Startup Grind is bringing together entrepreneurs from local cities and locally who all have started up, and bringing them together to give a local growth of entrepreneurship, to be able to engage and get inspired from each other. That being said, so we organize events every month. Every last Saturday, we do a Startup Grind event at either our office or we have another location that we do. And this month, we are, as Startup Grind, we are celebrating women entrepreneurship. So, like all across the globe, we have got women entrepreneurs that we are hosting, and Ankita is going to be our guest for this month. So that being said, you can always check out Startup Grind events on meetup.com or Eventbrite. There we keep updating. Also Pune Open Coffee Club, we keep it updated. And we have hosted a lot of few people before. We have hosted CEO of Bajaj Alliance, CEO of Tasty Khana, of Mind Pickle, to name a few. And overly pleased to have Ankita today here now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here amongst all. So yes.
Yes. So to start with, Ankita, why not you tell about yourself a bit and your company?
Okay.
What you do.
First, I'll tell about my company, and then I'll go in detail about myself, and then about the company. Okay. Me as a person, I love traveling. Like a globetrotter, I would say. I'm a fitness person. I love badminton. I love yoga. I am really passionate about technology. So I really want to read about machines, about technology. And yes, I believe in 3 words: dream, believe, achieve. You know, these are the 3 words I always look up to. So I was born in Bombay, and I completed my schooling from St. Joseph's Pashan, Pune. After that, I graduated from M.I.T. Pune in computer engineering. Now that's a big question mark. What am I doing in chemicals? Yes. Okay. And after that, I did a very interesting project with PARI, that's Precision Automation Robotics India, where I solved the Rubik's Cube. I made a robot to solve the Rubik's Cube. That was a really fun project there as an internship. After that, I went to Imperial Business School in London to pursue my postgraduate, that's Masters in Business Administration, and that was like a different experience all by itself, because this 1 year didn't only teach me business but taught me a lot about life, about different opportunities, how to get them and pursue them. It gave a very different outlook towards life. So yes, I came back in 2012. And after that, I joined my dad. So I'm the associate director of Shroff-Group, which is a real estate construction company in Pune, and we have our projects in West Zone, Pune. Yes, so I joined his company because till then I really didn't know. I just come back from London. We all have question marks. So that was the phase where I was looking out for opportunities. So I went there. So this was the Guru Mantra he told me at Shroff-Group. I think anybody can produce, but the most important thing is to sell. So that's how I joined the marketing team in Shroff-Group. It was initially an internship, and he gave me a project where I had to look at selling, flats, which is a ticket size of 60 lakhs or 1 crore, which is really difficult because real estate selling is not like Max Bond, which is a 5 rupee product, right? It was a different outlook. So I joined Shroff-Group, and then I worked on this project where I looked at making 5 sample flats, show flats in these projects. So we went to China, we imported furniture from China, and that was my assignment given to me. So this particular assignment was again very different because it was a 10-day assignment, but it took over an year to actually look at imports, to get up, to execute everything was something which really, taught me a lot in that span. Okay, so that was my little experience at Shroff-Group. I think I yet help them in marketing and selling, but that's like half time, not completely involved in it. So as a director there were, because of my Imperial network, I had a lot of international friends this 1 year at London. So when I was in London, I had this small idea of getting bubble tea in India. So I don't know if you all know about bubble tea, but I can tell you it's like Faluda with bigger balls, and it's like a tasty drink, which I personally liked. So I had this concept of why not getting this to India. But then I did a research, I did a complete market study in terms of taste, in terms of how lifestyle in India is. But it didn't work out as, a venture I should invest in. So this same friend of mine, where I was like, we were discussing the bubble tea plan, he dropped an email when I was at Shroff-Group, okay? So the email stated, why not get into chemicals and adhesive sector in India? So this is basically, so now it comes to how SAV was born. So SAV was basically, it's a joint venture between Cartel Chemicals, which is from Taiwan, and the Indian enterprises. So we are a team of about 20. So that's how this opportunity that came in, and that's when we read it, we discussed about it, we did all our projections, we did the business analysis, the market study, and that's when we decided that we need to get into manufacturing of acid. So this was how SAV was formed. So it was from the bubble tea idea, which didn't venture out, to an opportunity that flowed in, and I thought that in India, there's one market leader, to be honest, that's Pidilite, So why not venture into this when there was trust? So this friend of mine, there was trust, and there were a lot of things that we thought was a good business proposal. So that's how we entered into manufacturing of Max Bond, the instant adhesive. So this is how SAV was actually born.
So how long it has been?
So it was formed on 9th April 2014. So it's a 1-year-old baby. Yeah.
20 people 1 year. I think it's a good growth.
It's good, definitely good. Yeah.
So my first question would be straight from the gut. So how is it, going against Pidilite? Because everybody knows Pidilite.
Yes. To be honest, being a new entrant, it's very difficult in this sector because they are really big. So we know Pidilite is the market leader and they have the capacity to buy in everything. But for us, I think we're very confident in terms of quality, in our product delivery and our differentiation. So we have, distributed our material over Pune, and we're already in 7 states. So the feedback what we've got is, it is very positive. So I'm not, to be honest, scared, but yes, it is a very big giant sitting here, but I think it's so far so good. If you have good quality, you have a good delivery, I think it should be good.
So what is your major competitive difference that you've created against Pidilite?
So in terms of quality, secondly in terms of packaging as well, we give a better packaging. For example, I just told earlier, in terms of 0.5 grams, we give a self-piercing cap. Our product has a longer shelf life, okay? Then we have stronger bonding, so that is something different, and also stronger the speed and the strength. So maximum bond, maximum strength, maximum speed, so that's how we differentiate ourselves. Yeah.
And for the consumers, have they felt the difference between the two products? Have you been able to communicate that?
Yes, it has. It's very difficult to change the perception that everybody enters. It's definitely a push market for us. So when people go, it's mujhe Fevikwik though. It's like, can I have a Fevikwik? But it is. We are giving better margins right now because we're an entrant. So it is pushing, we need to push our product, and people are using it. So once they want to use it again, it is different, it is better also.
Right. So any other challenge that you face apart from the competition that you face?
Wow. To be honest, every startup has a lot of challenges. I can name a lot. It was a very tough time. This 1 year was a really crazy time, to be honest. Okay, the biggest challenge which I had in India is setting up a manufacturing in India is not easy. The number of licenses, the government bylaws, the taxation, I think these were very big hurdles which I had not thought of, and which kept on popping in. So this was one of the major challenges to set up a manufacturing. I think initially to get the right people, that was Wow. We've recruited, gone through phases of recruitment to get the right people and the right team. And in every organization, I think a team is the backbone. I mean, if you don't have good people, getting your work done or even succeeding, and it's all teamwork, it's not individualistic work in every organization. So we did struggle basically to get a good team, to get the right place, the right people and the right place was a challenge. So these were the two major challenges we faced, and now things are settling down, and yes, competition is there in every field. You can't really, it's not even a hurdle, it is the game of business, you know.
Right, of course. And just to know, so Ankita, what you take care of on a day-to-day basis in your company?
Okay.
Are you more into marketing or technology or operations?
Yes, I do. So I am basically looking at everything, let it be right from importing of material, finance, marketing, even sales. But sales not that much. We have a sales team, which is even the Taiwan teams helps us. But my forte would be, I think, marketing and accounts. The entire administration day to day and the account section. I think the funds is another big major thing that we need to look at. So yeah.
And how much helpful has been your different stages of schooling or your education, like your schooling, or you think it was more of experience that you had at London, at Imperial College London, which came in handy, or it was more about the IT engineering that you did at M.I.T. or?
Yes. So I think each thing has a takeaway for me, to be honest. I'm really proud of being from St. Joseph's High School, Parshan. It's actually given me it's given me a platform to, you know, succeed in life. Like right from school, we were always given opportunities, whether it be sports or academics. So schooling, I think school is something that I'm really proud of, and to be from there. So yes, school definitely, it's these, you know, young ages that you're molded into. I really think that phase of life is important. M.I.T. was, I think engineering is a different fun aspect to me. So you do take away something. For me, it was more of an extracurricular takeaway. So as my family always, or my father always mentioned, it's not just academics that's important. It's the all-round performance that matters to every individual. It's the personality that matters. So I was again in sports, and I don't know, I was blessed with good marks or grades. So I did well in academics and education, like even sports and music. So it transformed me into an all-rounder personality, which I think is very important in your later stages of life. So it was, I wouldn't say, but I mean, engineering is helpful. It does give you a logical and analytical thinking. So, and I'm a science, I love technology, so it was interesting. So, for example, computer engineering did teach me to analyze things while decision making. So it was interesting, but yes, I'm more of an outdoor person on the floor rather than sitting on, you know, just coding for something. So yes.
Right. And just to know, like, because all of us eventually in India relate with IT and computer science,
right?
Because most of us are anyways an engineer.
Correct.
So how much is computer science and IT in handy now that you are in a different domain?
I think you do need technology in every sector you go. I mean, I'm not talking into the core technology in terms of what we learn as coding or different languages. That is not important, but you know, you just be very good with numbers. I think engineering teaches you to be good at numbers, and in every business you have to know your numbers well. To start your business, you need to know your finances well, your accounts well, and that's what your base would be. So I mean, I wouldn't put coding as an asset to my company, but what I've learned, I think engineering teaches you not just computer engineering, and IT doesn't teach you only coding, but we have different subjects which does help you in in your business.
Yeah,
so
like a thinking ability.
Yeah, thinking ability, yes, definitely.
Right. So that being said, what we would like to know is, again coming back to your company, your journey in 1 year. So would you like to ponder more about, how did you get your first customers? What were the initial hurdles to really convince people? It would have been plenty.
Yes.
So
Right, to get initial customers, I mean, it's yet difficult to get customers also. It's a process which takes time, but yes, it was, I think, the biggest hurdle, or I mean, to get customers. I was blessed with a network, to be honest. So we did know people to start off with. It started off more of a trust factor, and later on, because of the quality, it went on a more continuous relationship. Yes. So in Pune, it was that. In terms of other states like Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Delhi. So as I told you, our joint venture company Cartel, they've been in this industry for about 32 years. So they had studied the Indian market beforehand. So they had communicated with these people, and that's how we got the link easier to go in. So they are worldwide really known. So it was an international brand image that was created even for the Indian market. So we did have hurdles. To get into retail market was difficult, but the international image did help me to start off with. So that was, it is yet difficult to convince, because there are a lot of things that a startup needs to take in place. For example, credit term. I mean, those are very big issues that every startup faces, especially in the retail sector. So we need to make sure that even our customer does not give a lot of credit period. I mean, we need to give them maximum of 30 days. So depending upon all these scenarios, it's difficult to start the first deal. But once it starts, it takes time, but once it starts, it's a smooth relationship.
Right, right. And just to know, like, how do you price your product? Is it like costlier than Pidilite? Because you are in the industry where it's like a one horse race till now, and probably you are becoming the, making it a 2-horse race.
Yes, we definitely can't be costlier than Pidilite. That's impossible. Yes, it's we are market. I mean, they are market leaders. So for us, we are lower. I mean, price very competitive, and definitely lower than Pidilite. So for example, if they are priced 86, we would be priced 60. For the 5 rupee product, we couldn't change it because we can't go lower than that, right? So for example, for a 3 grams, they would be pricing at 25, we price at 20. So in terms of pricing, yes, we are lesser, because we need to enter the market and we can't be over the market leader. And the biggest, what we looked at is giving a better margin to the distributor and the retailer, because finally in every business what you look at is giving a better margin. I mean, everybody wants to earn money, right? So we looked at giving better margins, like a 5%, 6% more than our competitors.
So when you say that you are probably pricing it at lower, have you created some more efficiency so that you can create better profitability still, or you are just keeping profit margins low at this point?
So right now, I think for a startup right now, profitability needs time. I mean, break even needs time. So yes, because it's our margins right now are lower, because we yet need to create a brand name, right? So I mean, right now we've definitely lowered our margins because of that. Yes.
Quick question would be, okay, so now that you had a journey of 1 year with your startup, if I were to give you a chance to go back 1 year and start over again, is there something that you think you would like to change?
Okay, so so I'm going back 1 year.
Yes, and now you are again starting SAV, for example. You are again getting a chance that, okay, this is my first day. So now what you would do?
To be honest, there are a lot of things. I mean, this 1 year of my journey, I've made blunders and mistakes, to be honest. And that, I wouldn't want to rewind my time, because it has taught me so much that unless I don't go in the dump and I don't actually make mistakes, I would have learned that. So far the journey has been interesting, because I've learned and I want to improve and make sure that I don't make those mistakes again.
When you see all those, monthly numbers coming and volumes, and I think that should be exciting to see.
It is exciting, sometimes depressing also, when your sales aren't doing well and your expenses go both. Yes, it is interesting. It's definitely interesting to analyze yourself and to, think about the future. It's really nice.
Right, right. And how does your family takes up the thing that you started out while not joining probably your father's company?
Okay. Okay, my family, I think, is my asset, is the strength of what I am doing right now. To be honest, I come from a family where all of us are entrepreneurs in different aspects. My dad formed Shroff-Group, got into real estate himself. So, and my sister is a green consultant. She certifies green building. So we always wanted to be entrepreneurs and start something of our own. So in terms of family support, I think it's amazing, incredible, to be honest. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, because I think they are your backbone also. So it's, they do help you, and I've been blessed with a family that comes from, different ventures itself. So we learn, grow together.
Right, right. That's a big asset,
yeah.
and big strength, I can understand. So that being said, so is there any again coming from your past 1 year? So as you mentioned, there were some mistakes and then you learned. So any mistake that you'd like to share today with all the global people who want to start startups? Like this something, you understood that, okay, now this is not something we should do.
Okay. So and I'm going to tell you a short story in terms of marketing and sales. Okay, we did a very big mistake on that. So it was, I think, 4 months back, where everybody told us, it's a retail product. You need to create a brand, and you need to spend in a lot of money to create a brand in Pune. Do newspaper ad, do whatever, everybody put dealer boards. So yes, we didn't plan ourselves, and we allocated funds for big time marketing in the Pune city. So we did something like we did newspaper inserts, we did mall activities where we actually went to the malls, gave free samples, and we also did the rickshaw bags. So behind rickshaws we kept about Max Bond, get it. And this activity was done for about 2 to 3 months. What happened was we did put marketing expenses there, but we did not have a network set up. So what happened, we used to get calls, where is Max Bond? And we realized that we are not yet available in each and every show. So for example, I am staying in Karve Nagar. I didn't know which shop of mine, is it available in the entire Karve Nagar? No. So what happened, we branded, we got a demand, but we didn't know how to allocate the proper supply. Because our chain, as we started, we only had about 200 retail stores in entire Pune. So it was a wasteful activity, because even though people asked for it, we could not provide. So first, the most important thing, I think, what I learned was to set up a channel. The availability of product needs to be everywhere in my sector. And that's when, you can create a brand. Brand can't be created over and over, to be honest. We know Pidilite, we know everybody, even Apple for the matter. It started long back in 1980s, but now we know about Apple and all these, big companies. So, yes, we did spend in marketing, but you can't create it, it's all about branding, but it doesn't happen over 3 months. It's something that we need to do continuously and hamper in everybody's mind. So this was like a biggest takeaway, and a big shelf amount went down the drain because there was no availability for that. So this was a big mistake that we did in terms of sales and marketing.
Okay, I think that's a very important lesson.
Yeah, we didn't know. We thought, our product was available everywhere, but no, India is massive. There are so many things, stationery stores, there's hardware stores, there's a pan tapri, you can have Fevikwik or a Max Bond anywhere, right? It is used in every little thing. So to target so many places, it's going to need time. So we initially started with only hardware stores, and now we realize it's not just hardware, it's stationery, it's grocery. It has to be with any Marwadi Dukanwala also. So this was like our learning, which is really nice. This is what was my biggest takeaway. Yeah.
Right, right. No, I said it's an important takeaway because even while listening to you, I realized that probably somewhere at the back of my mind, there's something I also need to do as soon as I get back.
Yeah. So everybody tell you, you need to brand. I mean, you do need to brand, but you need to create a name, but that doesn't happen over 1 year. You need time. So it's something I learn is consistently. You need to plan your marketing strategy and execute it. It's not just a 3-month plan. It's every month, every day you need to do some activity, small or big, to get a brand. So it's continuous hammering. You see a newspaper ad one day, like a lot of builders or a lot of companies put one ad down there. But it's read, it's lost. Nobody even remembers these ads. What we need to do is continuously hamper, right? Like for example, Idea, all these other companies do a brilliant job. So yeah, a lot to take away.
Right. Okay, and you also mentioned you had challenges in hiring, which is again, I think everybody has, like even in our industry, IT industry, or even in the unorganized industry, I think it would be more. So, would you like to share any stories, like how did you, be able to solve this problem?
Right. Okay, so in terms of, so when we just started the company, we had a mix of Taiwanese team, which was technically strong, and the Indian directors, all of us knew the Indian market. We knew how to operate and get things done. We had the network here. So when we thought of hiring people, so what we thought, let's just hire technical strong people who would know chemical industry really well. So we floated, a lot of posted job requirements that we needed people technically, we needed a manager, we needed sales people who are aware of this. We did recruit, that was, we did recruit, but what we realized that it was not just, you don't need to be technically strong only, you need to be able, like for a sales guy, you need to be able to sell. It's not that the technical knowledge is that important. It needs to be a mix of how good that person can sell and technically strong. So that was, and we did give out a really big, the salaries that we thought were, not that we spend out a lot of salaries like for manager level. And the same thing, I realized that a young team, because most of us are young, to be honest, I'm young, and I wanted a young and dynamic team. So my change was to get a young, talented, multitasking team rather than somebody who is just technically strong. So this was like one of the biggest challenges that I faced, yeah. And yes, people come and go. You should never get hampered by that. Yeah, you lose the best of the people, but it's just a cycle. You move away. There's something better that's supposed to come always.
So probably just like marketing, I think hiring and human resources is something you keep on doing every day.
Yes,
yes. So and as an entrepreneur also, I think you have to be someone who can inspire what things are needed to be done probably for the goal to be achieved. So would you like to share some of your practices that you do on an everyday thing, or tap a bag or something that that keeps the key team going? Okay. What do you do?
So we usually have a very fun thing which I play with once a week. We have like a icebreaker fun game. So that's how we sit together as a team. We share our visions, our goals. So usually once a month we share our visions or goals, personal or even work-wise. So I think team building is one activity I believe we all should be doing in every organization, and I personally love doing that because my team is my strength. I can't do anything alone. So this is the once a month activity which I do with the team, and we definitely have our once a week sales reporting and our MI sharing, which is very important, which I think every company needs to do, and we do take away a lot from that. So it's a very close-knit, right now it's a very young, dynamic team. So I believe that this guy, if my production manager should also know stuff about my purchase. So even if there is nobody in the purchase department, he should be aware. See, right now we're small, but so we can try to overlap work, because if he's not there, we don't want to stand still. It's multitasking is what I really personally believe. And if they have questions, they're always free. it's good to learn, right? So they're always welcome to do anything. Yeah.
Right. So this would be my last question, and then people can also ask you questions. So my last question is a pretty open-ended. The question is, so is it different to be an entrepreneur who is a woman?
I don't think it's different. I think it's amazing. It's enterprising. I do not personally have the discrimination part in terms of the male women. In the manufacturing sector, I have definitely felt it, because a lot of places you need to deal with the government, like the licenses and everything. It's male dominated, the manufacturing sector, so it is a bit challenging, but I don't think it's impossible. I mean, it's fun, and if you're passionate, you're gonna love the journey. So it's a fun journey.
And any advantages you get because you're being a woman and you get to present your company or something? Any goodie points that you?
Sometimes you are. I mean, people are just awestruck that, oh wow, a woman in a manufacturing sector. Even the men there think that's pretty interesting. I think that's everybody is. You are respected. You are looked upon, which is something. It's a good thing. So there are no negatives really, but yes, so it's a positive aspect, and because they see a woman entering a very different sector, so that's been an advantage, to be honest.
So let's have a round of applause for